Okay, now going through the characters, we're going to go through each and every one of them to see how they match up against Magik. Starting off from the Vanguards and specifically Hulk. What do you think you match up as Hulk? You're probably going to rope him around your demons?
Yes, the best way to deal with every tank that's not like Emma, who can shut you down, is just put your demons on them and play around your demons and you will win every 1v1. The greatest tip about Hulk is when you uppercut him after he has charged up his jump, you can cancel his jump charge because you lift him off the ground, which means if a Hulk tries to escape your backline, you can just uppercut him and he will have to charge up his jump all over again, which gives you enough time to kill him in your backline. As you can see, if a Hulk is in your backline, you can charge up your shots, but I can just miss. Okay, as you can see, when I uppercut the Hulk, his charge starts all over again, which gives you ample time to kill him with your team if he's trying to escape your backline.
Let's set up the Strange now.
As you can see, all my shots go through your shield. All I have to do is chase you around. I can out-damage any of your, out-heal any of your damage. I took barely any damage and I was fine with it. The one tip I can give in a Strange 1v1, if you charge up your E real quick, I'm gonna uppercut you, and then you pop your E, okay? Just stand still and I'll uppercut you. Alright. As you can see, I'm stuck in the animation, which gives you so much time to just get a free hit of E on me. Therefore, in 1v1s, if you feel like the Strange has a lot of charge, try not to go in with uppercut first. Just wait for him to pop his Maelstrom, or try to bait it out with your portals, and then go for an uppercut, so that you don't take 100 burst damage instantly, losing all your HP in the 1v1.
That's super good to know. Yeah, the E counters, I think, most divers. Basically, that's why you need to keep it again when going against the dive comp. Or
especially with the new changes, you take the full damage everywhere around this area now, instead of the reduced damage after 5 meters.
Yeah, they reduce his damage follow, so it's not existent right now. Moving on to Captain America.
Alright, so Captain America, he's a very agile hero, which means you can't really chase him around too much. You have to kind of lead him to come to you. Because if he's gonna jump around, you can waste all the cooldowns you want, and he'll just get away. You can stop him for a couple seconds while he's trying to jump up by using your E, which cuts his momentum down a bit. But overall, Captain America, if he is not actively trying to fight you, he is very easy to avoid Magik with. Therefore, stay next to your supports if you see them getting dived or dove, and uppercut him every once in a while to get rid of his momentum to help kill him faster. And with the new changes, his shield now regenerates in 4 seconds instead of the old 2 seconds, which means that if you break his shield with your demons fast, his downtime is going to be way longer, which gives you supports way more breathing time.
Groot.
I am Groot.
I'll be completely honest, I am a super bad Groot player.
That's fine. There's not much going on with Groot. Try to generally avoid 1v1 Groot if his walls are up. You can always use your demons to break his walls first before you engage. But overall, Groot's damage is insanely high, so if you're caught out in the open and Groot is spamming his walls onto you, it's gonna be really hard to out-damage him, even if you get over health from your demon. Only engage with Groot if he is like below 70% health, or generally if you have a tank or support next to you. Because if he plays around his walls like you are, it's gonna be super hard for me to both chase him, and while I'm chasing him, he's just gonna keep dealing damage to me with his walls. You can always support your team by breaking his iron wall with your demon, which is super fast if you attack with it. So that's about it. That's about how the Groot 1v1s go.
Yeah, I've done that. Well, I'm still training, by the way, on becoming a partial Magik main, I would say. That I use the demon a lot to break root walls, break auto-destructibles like the penny mines, like the rocket beacon, and so on.
Yeah, if I'm correct, it's either 75 damage per second or 80 damage per second, which Groot's wall only has around 600 to 800, I'm not exactly sure. So it's pretty easy to break the walls. If you just place them and swing at it, you can break it in like 2 to 3 seconds.
Yes. Now moving on to Venom.
So Venom generally is your easiest kill. Venom has a super hard time hitting you. You can always avoid his instant damage from his right click by timing it with your portals. He will not be able to deal you any damage. You can also avoid his dive attacks by portaling as well. You can also, if a Venom tries to get away, if you see him looking away, you can always uppercut him, which cancels his swing animation if you time it correctly, which is not always the easiest way to do it, but you can always uppercut him and then they'll also lose a couple seconds trying to readjust their aim to swing away. So Venom is generally a super easy target to kill for you.
Yeah, I've done that as well. That's one of the main things I learned when coming out from the Magik guide that we did. Venom is an ultra easy farm for Magik. Okay, then moving on to the next one, because we have a lot of characters to go through.
We can no longer hide
what about
from
Mag?
the dangers that lie
He
beyond our
is one of the
shores.
best all-around tanks, in my opinion.
Yes, so Magneto goes about the same as a Strange 1v1, but Magneto has a few niche things that you can do that you can't do against Strange. So for example, if you bubble yourself, I'll show it to you. My uppercut doesn't deal any damage to bubble, which means I cannot break the bubble with my uppercut. So Magneto, if he times his bubble correctly, can really put Magik into a bad situation. But Magik also has one good thing over Strange into Magneto. If you hold your shield up,
You cannot hurt me.
and I uppercut you, I can actually put a right click through your shield. Because when I uppercut you, I'm super close to you, which means my right click would go right through your shield. This is a good knowledge if you see the enemy mag super low and you want to do combos on him. Don't be afraid to shoot a right click at the end of it to do an extra 50 or 60 whatever damage you can get.
I didn't know that. I've always avoided to
It seems we
right
have
click into a
company.
shield.
Yeah, because when you uppercut somebody, you're slightly above them sometimes.
Yeah?
Which makes you able to shoot right through his shield with your right click, but you don't have any time to charge it up, so it's just only like a 50 to 60 burst damage you can do.
Gotcha. Moving straight on forward to
I
the
am
newly
Asgardian,
updated
but
Thor.
I feel a deep kinship with the mortals.
Thor
above.
matchup is not great for Magik. Thor has so much overhealth, which makes it super hard for him to super hard for Magik to 1v1, especially if he's using Rune Awakening.
Slow down.
If you spam Rune Awakening on me, I have almost no way to avoid it. And if I'm portaling through your bubble, I also take chip damage always, which makes it super hard for me to do anything. As you can see, you dealt me like a full 80 damage instantly, and I can't do anything about it. I can uppercut you, which gives you 3 hits on me, and your Thor hammer hits me while you're in the Rune Awakening mode. If you press F and don't shoot,
Waken the
Yeah.
rage of battle.
as you can see, when I'm taking next to you, I'm taking damage because you have a damaging field around you in your F, which is super hard to deal with when you're Magik because you
Yeah.
have to be super up close to him.
That's
And,
how he
yeah.
deals with most of the diverse melee characters and such.
Exactly, it's super hard matchup. You always just the same thing you do as any other tank, play around your demons. If Thor has Rune Awakening, honestly just dash away, wait for the cooldown to go down. If he has no Rune Awakening, it's much easier to 1v1 him because his hammer doesn't deal as much damage as the Rune Awakening.
Have you matched up against any Thor with Magik in this last update? And I know it's been just 2 days now.
No, I have not seen that many Thor players around lately. I mean, Thor did get some good changes, but his
enemy is
overall survivability also went down. So he's basically in the same state he was last season with a bit more DPS, so he's not really generally picked a lot, I would say.
Okay.
Therefore, I don't see him too much in my matchups.
But you just say he's an unfavorable matchup for you.
Yeah, in a 1v1, just generally try to avoid him.
Okay. Here's a
This way
character
your
I
control may seem
don't
small,
play right
but
now.
fierce. Just like
Penny,
me.
Penny is super easy to deal with. Always just put a demon on her mind, just swing at it once, just leave, and then wait for it to break. And then Penny can't really do anything to you except like stun you a couple times, but like she generally doesn't have a lot of damage. Every headshot she deals does 45 damage, which you can out heal with like one demon. So
You know what to do,
just
spiders?
get the Penny Nest down,
Don't
and it's a
count
pretty
us out
simple
yet.
1v1. You can always uppercut her, and then she can't run away.
Here comes trouble.
Even if she stuns you,
Time
it's
for
not gonna
some
do much. Like,
fireworks.
unless there's a whole teammate around. Also, it's like, if you stack mines on top of your webs, like, I can always just come in and then just dash away.
Yeah.
She'll never be able to kill you with mines unless you're not really paying attention to it. So, generally, it's an easy matchup. Just, if you see a penny mine somewhere, just generally get from the high ground, put a demon on it, and then just dash away. The demon will handle it all alone.
Fireworks.
Even if it doesn't, you can just always swing it at once. I didn't even take
Yeah,
damage there
coming.
while I walk into your web. So it's pretty easy, pretty simple. Just break the nest and then win the 1v1.
Yeah, so basically the nest is the real difficult part.
Yeah,
Or
nest,
I wouldn't say
breaking the
difficult.
nest if they're close by, like might be hard, especially if it's a good penny player. They usually see the demon and instantly shoot the demon,
Yeah.
which gets rid of your cooldowns, and the nest is still there, and then you can't just walk into it.
Whoever they
Normally,
are,
so.
they don't look friendly.
Your
Like a
ship
good
does come back
player.
pretty fast.
Yeah, but it's still gonna put you into a down timer. So if it's a good penny player, it might be a little longer to kill her, but overall it's really not that hard.
Do your demons activate the mines?
I mean, maybe, but you have to be on top of it to place the demon down anyway.
Mine's
So
in place.
I wouldn't think it would
Yeah,
matter
yeah.
too much.
Because I was wondering if, for example, you leave a mine. Yeah, it doesn't make sense then. Maybe you should. Wait.
I mean, your mines can break
You know
the
what to do, spiders?
penny mine, or sorry, your demon can break the penny mines if they're not stuck on top of a nest anyway. So
It worked.
yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
God is
then
so
one way
out
to
of
counter
style
magic,
magic,
going after your
just
nest is basically
like
mining
you.
around the nest.
Yeah, that would be good. Because you're gonna have to go in with the shift on top of the nest. If you catch her off guard, she won't be able to shift in time. So you might be able to get a kill on her.
Now, you said Thing was kind of a bad matchup for you, basically probably because of his passive.
Yeah, basically avoid the Thing 1v1. In a 1v1, Thing will win almost every time. Like, you can only catch things off guard if they have already used their shift, or if they run into you with the shift, as I showed you. I can just dash away from it like the last video. Other than that, avoid the 1v1. Even if you place your demon onto him, he's gonna be able to easily kill through the demon and shoot you at the same time, so it's not gonna give any value.
Also tracking you from the going through the portal, because you can't get that far away from me.
Yeah, Thing's range is insane, and his like screen coverage is also really high. So it's generally super hard to like be agile around him and make him miss, because like he'll hit you no matter what.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to one of your maybe softer counters, but because you probably need to bait out her diamond form, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So basically, how I match up into Emma is I usually first bait them into using their demon form. Usually, I come really close to them and then just run straight away. Just use all my cooldowns if I can, and then when her form goes down, I usually have one demon left, so I just start engaging then, because I can easily take a 1v1 if she doesn't have a what's it called, diamond form.
Yeah.
And also, one thing to note, if you hit me with your E, your crystal... No, not that. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
If you hit me with your crystal, try to break it, and then... Yeah, I can just avoid the damage entirely if she breaks it in my portal. So, it's super easy to avoid. If she doesn't have diamond form, you can always 1v1 her. Or you'll probably have your team around you anyway if you're 1v1ing an Emma.
Yeah.
So,
And about her ultimate, does that... Can you avoid that in any way?
well, your portal to a degree, but that ultimate is the biggest magic ult counter in existence. if I ult and then you pop your ult right after, I can dash away, I can do anything, but no, you catch me anyway. So
Yeah, you need to get
Yeah.
behind cover as soon as possible then.
yeah, even if you get behind cover, like how many seconds can you avoid it? All your ult went down because she popped her ultimate,
Yeah.
and their team is safe now. So it's a really big counter to your ultimate.
Okay,
My
then
years away
the
from the
biggest
Avengers
problem
taught
of
me how
probably
much they
this
meant to me.
season.
Honestly, he's been banned in every one of my games so far. I'm so thankful for it.
Got some
But,
unfinished business.
so basically, the worst part about Hawkeye is if you try to engage to him, and if you uppercut him, he can always shift you away, or
Revenge.
charge up a shot.
Yeah.
I'll uppercut you, and then you can show it to him. If you shift me away, I'm basically gone 30 meters away from you, and you can
Yes.
just easily take a shot at me. This is the hardest part to deal with a Hawkeye. If you know their shift is on a cooldown,
So funny now.
or if it's not on a cooldown, you can always try to portal back to them, which cuts down the distance, but you wasted your cooldown, you're right in front of them, they'll probably get a
Got
free
some
shot on you.
unfinished business.
So it's generally good to avoid directly engaging into a Hawkeye in front of them. I usually wait on the high ground behind them, or when they're trying to shoot one of my teammates, I usually go on top of them, which gives me an easy
never
opportunity to
miss.
kill them. Yeah, also
Usually
in
I
your
have to leave a
ultimate,
target.
I'm basically a
Not
free
with
kill for
this
you.
arrow.
True.
We got company.
Also,
Even if I portal away.
yeah, I noticed that you're taking damage also while you're portaling.
I'm not sure about that. We can test it out.
Woo! I never miss.
Come, my minion.
Move all you want.
I think
Could be.
Just aim where you were.
It's usually that when I see a Hawkeye ult, I'm either dead or around the corner. So
Yeah.
I never really get to notice that detail.
Somewhere in the world is a little girl.
Okay,
like
Storm
I once
matchup
was.
might be the easiest flyer matchup for Magik. Because usually Storms have to play around their team, therefore I know you're super high in the air, but usually Storms will not be that high into the air.
Yeah.
And they have no mobility,
Storm clouds
which
gather.
makes it super easy to engage
I
a
bring
Storm
thunder.
in a 1v1 scenario where you're like
Speed is
hiding behind
everything.
or whatever. You can always, even if you miss your combo, you can put a demon up there. Usually, if you engage with your shift dash, if you have a second shift, just put a demon down. They sometimes walk into the demon, and you can get a take damage off of them, and sometimes get the edge of your swing to hit the Storm to finish them off. Other than that, when Storm pops their E, which is their, I don't know, Storm something,
They couldn't weather the
it's
storm.
pretty hard to avoid
Yeah.
getting damaged by it, because it's every 2 seconds, hits you with a lightning. If their team is around
is
and
Feel the
you need to go
thunder.
into your lightning form, yeah. It's hard to avoid this damage even if you portal, because it's like an instant damage. I'm taking too much damage
You need
sometimes
to
to
perfectly
engage.
time it.
Yeah, which is almost impossible, honestly. Because I'm pretty sure it just auto locks as soon as it sees an opportunity. So
Yeah.
if Storm has popped their E and you try to walk into it, try to avoid that.
Enemy in front of us.
But if you engage first and then they pop their E, you can always win the 1v1. If the E is already popped, don't like walk into it thinking you'll win the 1v1. Don't risk it. Instead, just wait for it to run out. But if he activates it after getting uppercut or whatever, then you have an easier chance to kill her. Also, as you noticed there, my uppercut does knock her down,
Yeah.
like every other flyer character. So keep an eye on that. If you're doing a fast combo, you need to look down a bit to not miss your right click. If you look too high up, might be hard. Yeah, that's about how the Storm 1v1s go.
Okay. How do you go about?
Now
Do
the
you
thunder
do
is
you feel
coming.
like if everybody's going to shoot at the Storm out and they get down her shield, will you go in as Magik, or will you just send it in a
Yeah, I
right click?
usually when a Storm ults, if I'm next to my supports, I usually take the 1v1 into the Storm ult. If they're healing me, like if my supports are
They
out of the
spotted
ultimate
us.
and they're healing me, I can probably win the 1v1 to that, because I can just put my demon down
Come, my minion.
and play around it, and Storm's trying to deal damage to me next to it. And it has a pretty easy time if you're getting healed. If you're not getting healed, you're not gonna win the 1v1, of course, but
Okay.
if you're getting healed, you can do that.
Then the
I'm a
other
blunt
buff character
instrument.
this
That's
season.
how I
Yes.
like it.
Punisher. So, as we went over it in the last video, the best trick to do is to place your demon down on top of his turret. He has an impossibly hard time shooting it, and even if he tries to shoot it, then you have free time to keep damaging him.
Yeah.
It's generally a rule of thumb to avoid the Punisher that has his shotgun out. Now that the infinite ammo is gone, it's an easier time handling him. But if the Punisher has his shotgun out, he will get pretty high damage shots onto you. So generally avoid the shotgun, engage with the turret. If he has his normal AR out, you can also engage. Overall, oh, also, don't be afraid of a Punisher ultimate. Punisher has a really hard time tracking Magik in the ultimate, especially if he doesn't know first where she is. If he's not getting fully pocketed, you can easily do a one-shot combo on him, since he has no mobility or whatsoever. And your uppercut also. Yeah, they did buff it, but it's still a 10% down from his original state. Also, it's a good rule of thumb, since he's CC human in his ultimate, it means that when you uppercut him, he won't come up with you.
Yeah.
Which means you will be on top of him, so it gives him a harder time dealing with you as well.
That's good to know. Hela
Can you pass the trial
can
of your
counter
soul?
you. That's a skill
Yes.
matchup, I think.
Yeah, honestly, Hela, don't engage her from the front, just like Hawkeye. She's really high damage up close, or sorry, in a range. So try to engage her in the places where she's not expecting you to come from. If she's looking at your teammates, or if she is trying to push with their team and you're behind them, it's easy to kill her. But if she's looking straight at you and you're trying to come at her, it's really hard to engage to her. The best way to do is just play around your demon, let it body block some damage for you, and you can get your other abilities back in the meantime to win the 1v1. But other than that, yeah, Hela, especially with her stun, is really strong against you.
Yes, do you send in and right click towards her ult or pointless?
Honestly, if Hela is ulting, I'll show you what I do. I usually go straight to her face and put a demon down, which gives me really a lot of damage taken down on her.
That's
so
like
if my team is
400.
yeah, it's really good actually to if you just dash up to her face and then put a demon down. It's really easy to take down a lot of her health, especially if your team is shooting the Hela ult. You can easily help your team. And if you see the Hela's ulting and it's her last couple of shots, you can always pre-charge a right click. As soon as she goes down, she'll get hit by the full damage and die.
Gotcha. I actually never thought about placing a demon on a ulting Hela.
Yep. It's a pretty... It's not super useful all of the time. Like, if the Hela is wiping your team, don't try to do that, because it will not do anything except deal a couple hundred damage to it. But if your team is not dying to it and is actually shooting it down, you can always help them with the demon.
Okay. And this one we discussed, they've had some issues with dashes going through each other.
Yep. So in a Panther 1v1, what you're trying to do is not avoid his dashes, but rather avoid his spears in the first place. Because a Panther without a dash cooldown is super easy to kill, but if a Panther hits their spear onto you, even if you portal away, they still get their cooldown if they hit my portal. So
yeah, that's what I just did.
He will have an easy time killing you if he hits the spear, but you can always try to look for a Panther. If he looks like he's about to spear you, you can always predict it and then dash away from it. As long as he doesn't have any cooldowns, it's super easy to kill Panther. He can't do anything about it. He has no other movement except his E, but he doesn't have a shift to continue it. So just try to avoid the first spear. If he loses his dash, go in and get the kill.
Okay. Now, the one of the most annoying matchups I probably have.
The dark
Yeah, Magik versus Magik. It's such a long 1v1. It's always two Magics trying to avoid their combos by using their portals. Always running away from the demons because they know how deadly they can be.
Yeah.
You can... The best way to bait a Magik 1v1 is... So, basically, if two Magics see each other in a distance, one of them will charge up their... what's it called? Right click. and then the other one will instantly portal away to avoid the damage. What you can do is cancel your right click with the portal, which will use the same amount of cooldowns, and you can instantly hit them with like a half charged or even less charged right click, which will deal them damage. And what in a 1v1 of Magik, what you're trying to do is always get as much damage as possible. Doesn't matter how little the damage is. In a Magik 1v1, just not even hitting the Eldish roll, but just the tick of damage to it is super important. Every bit of damage counts. Never stay in the other Magik's demon thinking you will tank it, because she's also getting health by it. So yeah, that's about it.
I ulted there because I have no hope of beating you.
No, also, like, if a Magik ults, you can still take that 1v1. The one thing about Magik's ultimate is their animations are super long, which means if she's trying to charge up a right click, or if she's trying to do a whirl, you can always counter it by using your uppercut and cancelling your animations, which will give you an upper hand in the 1v1. So like, don't be afraid to take the 1v1 against the Magik ult. It's not as unfair as you think if she has ult and you don't.
Revenge is sweet.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I have some idea of how to go about it by now against Magik ults, because I honestly felt kind of lost against her. And Moon Knight?
Moon Knight, super easy matchup. They're usually pushed up into a corner or in a high ground shooting down onto your team. What you can do, just charge up your right click, just dash at them, doesn't matter, you get the kill almost every time. He has no escape. Like, the only escape he has is his double jump, which doesn't take him too far away. You can always avoid his angst to not die to it like that.
I saw you just interrupted my hook as well.
Oh, yeah. Any ability that has like a wind-up animation, Magik can interrupt with the uppercut, which is super fast. So it's really easy matchup against Moon Knight. Also, just a rule of thumb: if you put an Ankh down in front of me, just to avoid too much damage, just do an insta left click and a melee combo. Just insta break it. Yeah, the fastest way to break it is just left click and a melee. Left click literally gets it down to 1 HP, so the melee right after will instantly break it. Also, if you're super low and Moon Knight throws an Ankh onto you, if you swing at it once and you have to dash away, just use the whirl to break the Ankh instead of putting a demon down or anything. It'll be way faster to break it, because whirl does more damage at first and locks you into an animation, but is also like faster at dealing damage. So just break it with the whirl to avoid taking too much damage by the Ankh.
And ultimate is just get out of it.
Yeah, ultimate, there's no way a Moon Knight will catch you off guard, and ultimate, every one of your abilities easy to escape.
Now a matchup that I had to learn the hard way, that wasn't exactly the best of going on into Headon.
Yeah, basically, don't 1v1 a Skullgirl head-on. Just play the map, play around corners. She's pretty easy to deal with if she doesn't get the first hit off.
Yeah.
Especially her trajectory after she jumps into the air, it's pretty easy to follow up with an uppercut as well. Like, if you jump, I can always catch you midair. Yeah, so basically, if you jump in front of him and he has all of his cooldowns, it might be hard. Don't try to avoid 1v1ing head-on. Use the map to your advantage. Try to get the first burst of damage in so that she doesn't have an equal chance of killing you. Just make the matchup unfair, basically.
I get you. Deep.
There will always be Avengers. The ones from my world.
The new
meta character of this season.
Honestly, her new team up is super good. So basically, Widow 1v1s are determined on one factor and one factor only. If she gets the stun off, she wins. If she doesn't get the stun off, you win. Basically, how you avoided this, you try to take the first hit by the kick, and then avoid the second insta kick by going into your portal. If she doesn't instantly try to stun you, she might win, but if she does instantly try to get the stun off, you have a higher chance of winning. But yeah, that's about how the Widow 1v1s go. You can always easily burst them down with any one-shot combo. She's pretty fragile, other than her kick. With her new team up, I don't think it matters up close, because you have to aim in to use the team up. So, yeah, that's about it. They're the only ones. Avoid her kick, try to take the first hit, and then let her second hit go to your portal. Because even if she kicks you while you're in the portal, she'll get the second prompt to instantly stun you. So try to avoid portaling too early to not get stunned in front of her.
One of the other new players.
Honestly, Iron Man is a really hard matchup, because if he has his E up with overdrive or whatever it's called, he has the extra 50 overhealth, so he can avoid your one-shot combos. He's super agile in the air, and he has so much damage that, like, while you're trying to charge up any one-shot combos onto you, he can easily chip you down enough to not be able to do anything. Especially if you miss the E, you're kind of dead. So Iron Man is not the greatest matchup into Magik. It's easy to kill him if he doesn't have, like, if he's missing health or if he doesn't have his overdrive. It might be easier to kill him, but if he has the overdrive, just avoid it. Honestly, don't take the 1v1.
Spidey.
Where's the timeline when
Everybody's
we all
favorite.
to the bodega for a sandwich?
Yeah, Spidey, now that he lost the Venom team up, is even easier to kill. He can't do any one-shot combos on you if he can time your portal in time. And even if he does, he doesn't have enough damage to finish you off anyway. He'll run away, and you can always avoid any extra damage by getting overshields. He doesn't have the easiest time against Magik. Also, the demons block his webs. So if he's trying to throw webs at you, you can always just stand in front of your demon to block any one-shot combos. It's pretty easy to avoid. If he's going for your backline, you can easily stop him with an uppercut. You don't need to do any combos on him. Just a single uppercut to break his momentum is enough to get him out of his space.
Also, you're probably one of the worst picks to try and pull off the map.
I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again.
Regarding Scarlet Witch, I'm guessing you can sort of track her E.
Yeah, basically, you just try to get burst damage onto her while she's shifting. If she has a team up, it's a bit hard unless she's missing a couple health or focusing somebody else. It's generally pretty hard to kill a Scarlet Witch with the team up, because she has a lot of burst damage and you're basically walking at her in a straight line. So all of it goes about her cooldowns are off, or she uses her shift too early. You can finish her off pretty easily. She doesn't have that much damage per se, so it's pretty easy to track her, kill her. And also, your auto-aim locks onto my demon and doesn't have the greatest time killing it.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty easy to win the 1v1 if she doesn't have the team up on.
What about if I place my E and play inside it?
I mean, I can always portal through it. Like, it'll hit me once, but like, you're standing in the same spot, which means I can just put a demon on it. My demon will just counter your E, which you can't really do much about.
My work here is...
Who's next? Bucky.
The battlefield may change, but the war never ends.
Okay, so the best way to 1v1 a Bucky is to lure him into a corner. Basically, if a Bucky chases you into a room, like say honestly, even get me to half health. Get me to half health. Okay, that's way below. Just hit me with two body shots. Okay. So basically, if a Bucky chases you into this room, what I'll do is I'll put a demon into the corner and instantly uppercut him into the demon to bamboozle him and give me a lot of overhealth and
I can't do much there.
Yeah, so basically try to bait Buckies into rooms that they try to take 1v1s in. Because it's really hard to kill a Bucky with any one-shot combos from their overhealth. He has so much overhealth that he'll always live your 1v1s with like 1 HP remaining if he has cooldowns. And his hook is generally super hard to avoid. Even if you portal, he'll just wait it out and then hook you at the end of it. And you're stuck into the cooldown, which means you have to put your demon down after you get hooked as well. You can't even swing at them, which is hard. But yeah, the best way to avoid Bucky's is to play around an object and just put a demon around the object to do that one-shot combo where you just uppercut them into the demon and they can't escape the chip damage.
Good thing to know is that your demon avoids the hook, but doesn't avoid the E. Which
also doesn't avoid your left clicks either. If you shoot me with your left clicks, I still take damage because Bucky's shots are explosive. Which is honestly my worst nightmare.
But somehow, I keep finding the worst parts.
Here's another agile character.
Yeah, StarLord is generally super hard to kill. They'll either be in the air, or every time I try to charge up my right click, they'll avoid it with their invincibility frames. If a StarLord is coming at you, you have, let's say, more or less same amount of health, or if he has like 150 health and you're down to like 70 health, they will try to come at you with the E to spin on you. You can put your demon down and win that matchup easily. Like, even if you have half their health, it's super easy if you just put a demon down and they try to chase you into it. So try to bait them into your demon while they're trying to E to get a higher chance. But other than that, if they avoid all of your right clicks with their invincibility frames or are super agile, don't really risk it. It's a hard matchup. Unless they're missing health or unless your team is next to you, it's gonna be almost impossible to win the 1v1. Except from when he messes up his cooldowns. That's about it.
Gotcha. Everybody's favorite dive counter, I think. That's Namor.
Some respect.
Now that his gamma squids are even on a higher cooldown, it's much easier to 1v1 him. Especially now that his bubble is on a 20-second cooldown. You have a way higher chance to just dive Namor and get a free kill on him. You can always charge up your right click to time it with his bubble to kill him easily. If he has a gamma squid, just beg your team to destroy it or you'll lose the 1v1. If he has no gamma squid, you're fine. He doesn't match up to you too well, unlike Spider-Man and BP, who can basically do nothing about the squids.
Gotcha. We're almost down the duelist list. Psylock, who also had a fun interaction with Magik Dash.
This
yes, the same interaction that she gets the upper hand, she gets to deal the damage, and you don't get to deal any damage to her. Now that her invisibility is not as long, it's also pretty hard for her to run away from you.
My hunt continues.
Her team up also got nerfed, which only does 20% damage instead of 30%. So generally, your chances of beating a Psylock in a 1v1 is better. Again, the same way you 1v1 any other DPS character, play around your demons, block the damage with your demons, do any one-shot combos you can have in your arsenal. Yeah, Psylock, nothing too complicated, pretty simple, straightforward.
Okay.
Been doing this a long
Wolverine, Logan. So he doesn't have a great time against Magik, because I also have as much health as he does. If a Wolverine doesn't have any rage built up and is trying to dive my backline, I can always uppercut him and put him into a position which my team can easily finish him off.
Got eyes on some
and even if he has the passive up, as soon as the passive pops, he loses all of his rage, which means he deals less damage to me. The best way to kill a Magik as Wolverine is to wait for me to uppercut you and then instantly shift me somewhere.
I'll shift you, okay.
Yeah, if I uppercut...
Yeah, give me a second, I need to regain HP.
A health boost.
Yeah,
fine by
if I uppercut you, I uppercut you and then you can instantly shift me down somewhere. Give me stun locked for a while. If I'm below 150 HP and you have some rage built up, it's honestly super easy to kill Magik, but if I'm above that and you try to ult me, or sorry, shift me, I have a generally easy time escaping from any of your damage. I also have a bigger range than your melee, so I can always keep you at bay while dealing you damage, so It's honestly pretty easy to kill a Wolverine with magic.
The newly nerfed
I used to be
Iron
a sword
Fist.
master.
Oh, Iron Fist. They're so cooked this season. They stand no chance against the Queen of Limbo. You can do all you want, you can use all the blocks you want, but you will never be able to shoot when I'm inside my demon zone. I'll always force you into it. Oh, it's always good to kite the Iron Fist around the demon, so that they're forced to take the tech damage, and you always have the upper hand. Make sure to not shoot Iron Fist block too much to give him too much overhealth, because as soon as he gets a lot of overhealth, it becomes honestly way harder to deal with him, because he will just live your demon. But if you manage to deal the fall-off version of your melee to the block, or just don't shoot the block whatsoever, he will not be able to kill you. You always kite him around, you always turn him into turn the arena into this demon zone, and if he tries to push you, he's dead. If he tries to run away, follow up with an uppercut to show him who's the boss.
You'll fall long before I do.
Yeah, I've not seen that many Iron Fists this season, to be honest, but it has been 2 days.
I have not seen a single Iron Fist so far, which is interesting.
There's a solution for every problem.
Right, Mr. Fantastic is honestly the same as 1v1ing a tank. If he is on the lower form, not the inflated form, but the deflated form, he's super easy to win a 1v1 with, because he doesn't have enough damage to kill you. And even if he's in this form, you can always avoid the damage by portaling, if you time it. So yeah, basically what you're trying to do is pursue him, put a demon on him. If he gets his inflated form, basically he has no mobility in this, which means he can't eat towards you, but he has a lot of damage. So a good rule of thumb is do not engage in an inflated form Fantastic 1v1 unless you're more than 250 health, because he does do a lot of damage, which will chip you down so fast that you won't even notice.
We've been discovered.
So unlike any other melee tanks, Mr. Fantastic is nothing to try to 1v1 if he's in the inflated form.
How do you go about this though? You can probably dodge it easy.
Yeah, I honestly just run away from it. If he manages to land 3 on me and then I can't use my portals anymore, he'll probably kill me. But yeah, just run away from it at all costs, basically. Okay. Even if you have to spare your uppercut for it, just use it to get away so that he loses his state. And as soon as he lands and has to get stuck in the animation lock where he deflates from the big form, you can always chip in damage to him to make him low and easily finish him off.
Gotcha. Okay, the newly nerfed.
I got a date in another dimension.
Oh yeah, Human Torch. Honestly, it's so much easier to 1v1 him now that he can't really do too much damage to you. I mean, honestly, again, he's a super agile flyer, which means you don't have that much chance to kill him. If you miss the first initial uppercut, avoid him, because you have no chance to hit him except from your right click. So if he's high in HP, there's no way you can kill him. Just wait for your cooldowns to come back and then engage with him again. But if you manage to land your uppercut and he doesn't have the slam on cooldown, which is now 20 seconds, it will be an easy time killing him simply by doing the spin dash, followed by a left click and a right click attack. Of course, it's super hard to hit him if he plays in the sky barrier.
I'm clocking some bad guys.
So basically, as Torch, if you're facing the magic, stay as high as you can.
Yeah, basically. If you're Torch, just remember the fact that you're a flyer. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a melee character. I'm not gonna be able to reach you if you don't let me. So yeah, it's not a fair matchup per se. If a Torch doesn't give you any leeway to get a free kill onto him, get a free uppercut onto him, there's not much you can do.
How do you go about then now moving from to the strategist and let's see, a Loki?
usually stack up 2 clones, or at least have 1 clone right next to them, so that they can have 2 immortalities down at a time. Now, I don't know which one is he. I wonder, is it this one?
Yeah.
That was a good guess. So basically, a Loki usually has 1 clone right next to them. If you put one right next to you. Oh my god. So basically, all you have to do is place a demon down. Always remember to place your demon facing up while facing a Loki. As you can see, even if you put the immortality down later, I can break it with my demon. So always put the demon down above their heads and not directly looking at the demons or the clones. It's super easy to kill Loki. He has no movement ability. All he has is his teleport and invisibility. A good thing to know with Loki is if you see a Magik trying to dash at you, just instantly press... I can tell this one is you. Good thing to remind yourself is if you press right click instantly, I can't really kill you with the uppercut. So just try to press right click if you see a Magik trying to dash at you, so that you avoid the burst damage combo.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, there you go. I don't even know where you are. I just see the clone. So it's super easy. Oh my. It's easy to avoid the uppercut, but if you get caught off guard, or if Magik has demons on your clones and 1v1ing you, it's generally going to be a nightmare for you to deal with, because Magik generates so much shields off of the clones.
Gotcha. Yeah, so Loki just needs to fool you like I did with the clones, or just get away from it.
I can tell which one you TP onto, because
I have
there's
to look at it, an animation.
There's like a slight animation at the end where I can tell which one you TP'd onto.
Which one I meant. Okay. Then
Evil is a
Mantis.
rejection of life.
I'm guessing you have to
Thus
avoid
I am a
her
guardian
sleep now?
against evil.
Yeah, Mantis is honestly pretty easy to kill. Even if you get slept, you have a pretty high chance of just... Of course, if you're not 1 HP. Pretty easy chance to... So if you just sleep me, let's say I just get caught off guard, you slept me, get the first shot in, but I can always just place a demon down, dash away, or if I hit my demon, I can easily do a one-shot combo onto you. It's generally easy to avoid mantises. Also, a good thing to know is you can place a demon down behind you. So like, per se, let's say I'm dashing onto your face, I can put a demon down and then walk forward a bit. And if I get slept, if you sleep me, oh, okay, the demon died. If you sleep me right now, my demon will instantly wake me up.
Oh yeah, it destroys the thing on your back.
Yeah, it destroys the illusion. So if you're facing a mantis, just place the demon down and walk forward a bit. If they instantly try to hit a sleep dart onto you, it'll be pretty easy for you to break the sleep and then wake up. She has 250 health, and she doesn't run that fast if you get any damage onto her. So she is pretty easy to deal with as Magik. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, the little annoying rat.
You want your heroes a little roguish and scruffy.
Yes,
like me.
the flirting raccoon.
It ain't cheap.
He is pretty much the same as Mantis. Honestly, he doesn't have any comebacks. He can't shoot you, he can't sleep you. All he will do is try to run away from you.
More bad guys.
All you have to do is chase him around. Of course, if you fly like that, it's too bad. But yeah, basically all you have to do is get as much damage into him as you can. If you land an uppercut, it'll be pretty easy to finish him off afterwards. To his ultimate, you're the biggest counter if you place your ultimate down. So basically, I'll just place my demon and then chip away at it, and I can just solo break it on my own in 3 seconds. Like, it's super easy to counter Raccoon ult if you're Magik. Especially if there's like a tank in front of you trying to block you from destroying it, you get shields off of them as well, which lets you live even further. So Rocket Raccoon, pretty easy to deal with, pretty easy to do combos onto. He doesn't have the old dash like he used to, where he could just dash away from your uppercut 20 miles away. So pretty easy to deal with.
He doesn't have it, but they left one thing in. It's very situational, but for example, if you have a platform like this.
Oh yeah, the dashing while on top of a wall, right? Yeah, that gives him a lot of height, but it's still pretty easy to catch up, because if he uses 2 dashes, you can just wait it out. He'll drop right next to me sooner or later. It's pretty easy to deal with a Rocket Raccoon, even if they run away. If they run away, they're not healing their team.
Yeah, so you're doing the job.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't kill them, you're making them run away. You're cutting down a big chunk of their healing.
But that should not stop us from trying to achieve it.
Healed.
Okay, now moving on to Adam. Guessing
Adam Warlock is basically the same as 1v1ing a Bucky, because he has a lot of overhealth but barely any mobility.
I need healing.
All you have to do is run at him, honestly. Like, he can heal as much as he wants, but as long as you have a demon on top of them, that extra healing won't matter. He has no mobility. He has no way to escape your one-shots except from hitting headshots.
You chose your path.
Yeah, so take the 1v1 into Adams.
The cosmos heals you.
If they have Soul Bond, of course, don't bother. Soul Bond is just too strong to deal with on your own. But one thing to know, if Adam Soul Bonds, let's go upstairs so that you can Soul Bond with these bots, so I can show it to you. Oh, actually, I don't think I can, because they're not gonna count as my they're gonna count as my teammates as well. But good thing to know, if I'm ulting and I do the spin attack and you have a Soul Bond on, I'll be hitting all 3 of your teammates and you at the same time. Therefore, Soul Bond does absolutely no effect, because Soul Bond works off of splitting the damage across teammates. But if I'm hitting all 3 teammates at the same time, then your Soul Bond does nothing. So do not waste your Soul Bond on magic ults if you're too grouped up. The best way to deal with it is if you Soul Bond and then you run away from your team, so that at least Magik doesn't get to deal the full damage and splits the damage across a little bit.
Let's see Luna. Let's go back down.
So much damage this season.
I'm guessing if we go up against Luna, she had her damage increased due to and her healing increased this season. So
yep.
I'm guessing you should go about like dodging the snowball, and after that is maybe most
now that she gets overhealth from her snowball, she's even harder to deal with. The poster child of this game. She has so much damage that she can sometimes win the 1v1s if you're not careful. If she's getting healed by a teammate, because she has 275 health plus extra healing from her shift, it's generally super hard to kill her. And she can also run away with her skates pretty easily. So, like Invisible Woman, she's pretty hard to kill on your own. If you have a tank or something pushing with you, pretty easy to kill. Just try to focus on dodging the snowballs by using your demons and your portals. And treat her like Hela. Treat her snowball like Hela stun. Yeah, that's about it. If you engage the first fight and then she uses her shift ability, and you feel like you're not gonna kill her, just disengage for a bit so that she's on cooldown to win your next fight way easier.
Okay.
Also, don't do any of the 250 HP one-shot combos on her. Like the usual charge up your right click and then dash. This will not kill her, and with extra health she gets from her shift, it's even harder to kill her with any of the lower HP combos. Treat her like a Black Panther. Treat her with respect like Bucky. You have to make sure you deal a lot of damage to her at once instead of dealing slightly above 250.
You can also one-shot her in a row, right?
Yes, it's generally pretty hard compared to other supports. So all you have to do is chip her shield down and then charge up your right click until it's almost full, and then combine it with an E right at the end of it to one-shot. But Luna is a really agile character. she'll run around her team.
I am ready to put
So it'll be generally super hard to kill her in the ultimate. That's why what you should instead focus on is one-shotting a teammate inside the ultimate. So if you see Luna running around her teammate and you spot a character like a Bucky or Punisher or the other support that has no movement ability, try to focus them so that they can't run away from your one-shot. And as soon as the Luna ult ends, you will still have a bit of your ultimate left to finish the rest of her team off as well.
Yeah, one-shotting supports through ults is insane. And talking about that, it's the close one.
Yeah, the easiest character to one-shot. She'll usually end her ultimate towards your team, or if she's smart, she'll start from your side first and then go towards her team. But if even if she tries to ult from your side, if you ult right now, I can start as soon as her and then get a one-shot combo off by the third shot. Of course, I almost died there, so I had to leave. But yeah, generally, Cloak ult is the super easiest counter. She'll stay still in the same spot, so it's pretty easy to kill her. If she's trying to, in a 1v1 scenario, if she's trying to stay in her bubble and try to out-heal it, you can always put a demon down, which she can't avoid if she wants to get healed. Don't forget though, if you have no demons up, if you put a right click down, no amount of combo you do will be able to break her healing. So do not 1v1 her inside of her bubble if you don't have any cooldowns. She has more healing than any of your like main attacks damage.
Okay, good. I admit that the combo to end her ult is pretty easy. Even I've landed it a couple of times now.
Yeah, that's why Cloak is generally not seen as the greatest support. Even if maybe mid to lower ranks they think it's the best support in the game. She's generally not, because she stands still in her ultimate, which means she's a free kill to Magik, free kill to Magneto, free kill to Iron Man. Her ult is so easy to shut down. Yeah.
Okay, here's a matchup which I believe we would go about the same as usual, but
this matchup honestly changed a lot. Nowadays, well, you probably won't see any Jeff played anymore because of how bad he is, to be honest, but he cannot stay underground more than 6 seconds, and he doesn't have the combos anymore to just keep spamming with his right clicks anymore, because he only has 3 of them. So what he has to do is stand above ground and keep spamming his left click at me, which gives me an easy time to avoid and hit any uppercuts onto him. So Jeff matchup honestly got so much easier. Also, a change from the last video, his bubbles no longer knock me back, which means he can't knock me back by bubbling himself during my uppercut.
How are we going?
Yeah, the infinite cooldown, right?
There is a tech you can do, like pop up, shoot once, pop it back down. Because I mean, at least the right click boops you up now.
Yeah, true. But it's still like super hard to 1v1 because you only have 3 of those and you cannot really stay underground too much. I don't think you see it from the infinite cooldowns right now, but you can't go on
infinite cooldowns right now. That's why.
Yeah, you only have 3 of those. They have like a 4 to 5 second cooldown, and your underground meter, you cannot go back underground until your bar is almost at a quarter.
Okay, let me.
Which means you can't
without cooldowns. With cooldowns, I mean.
Yeah. So you missed one, 4 seconds, minus 8 seconds, and you're dead.
Yeah.
It's super hard to avoid, and your bubbles no longer push me back, which means you can't avoid me getting closer to you anymore, unless you actually hit me. I think they reverted this change of getting less healing underground. If I read the patch notes, there were some annotations changed there. So he still heals good enough underground, but yeah, super easy to kill.
It's absolutely not enough. Now the invis ult. I think the best counter to Magik is basically stay invis.
Yep. Honestly, Invisible Woman, super hard matchup. She can always push you away if you try to kill her. You have a hard time getting closer to her, especially if she pushes you through her shield. Like, if you...
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
you need to go upstairs.
I don't think... Yeah. Alright, so basically push me towards your shield by standing in front of me. Or you can pull me, but pushing will be better. Like, stand in front of me and then push me through the shield.
Wait. Go kill.
Let me...
Clear the way.
I can't push you through the boat.
Yeah. So I'm slowed down now as well, because you pushed me through the shield. So me catching up to you will be even harder. So as long as Invis has a teammate nearby, try to go at it by breaking the shield, getting rid of her cooldowns, and then engaging in the second fight when she has no cooldowns to kill her. Treat her the same as Luna, because they're both 275 HP characters with self-heal. So she's generally really hard to kill if she's getting aided and you have no aid on your own. If you catch her off guard, of course, it's super easy to kill her because you can just do any one-shot combo.
I may have been out of sight.
Of course, she's also impossible to track.
Yeah, and regarding her ultimate, you said if you're outside of it, you want to avoid fighting her.
Yeah, in the ultimate, if there's teammates around her, or if you're outside of her shield thingy, when she pops it, don't go into the ultimate by ulting you as well to counter it, because she only has 8 seconds of an ultimate, right?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to one-shot her out of the ultimate, just wait it out at least 4 seconds, so that you still have 8 seconds of ultimate left after their support ult is already gone. Instead of having only 4 seconds left, because you can try to one-shot her, but as soon as I hit this, she's just gonna dash away.
Yeah.
Exactly, like you did. So it's gonna be impossible to one-shot her, but she's also punished by it because she only has 8 seconds of ultimate, and Magik has 12 seconds. So just count 2 to 4 seconds in your head, and then pop your ult. You will still have 8 seconds of ultimate left after her ult ends. So yeah, that's about it.
Gotcha. Last but probably least right now,
Ultron. Honestly, I never had an Ultron matchup yet, so I couldn't tell you how it would go, but I played a lot of Ultron. I've put almost 4 hours onto him now, and I could easily say he is not easy to kill as Magik, because he has the shift ability, which lets him move faster. He has shields from 2 different abilities, which avoid your one-shot combos. The best way to engage with an Ultron 1v1, I would say, is to wait out his shift. As soon as he doesn't have any shift, he is the same speed as Storm without any speed, so it's gonna be super easy to catch him off guard as soon as his speed ends.
so basically avoid his shift and his
yeah, basically just wait until his shift is down. His right click is not that much of a problem if he doesn't have a shift. If he has his shift ability, he can stack those shields on top of each other, which gives him a lot of overhealth, which is really hard to do any one-shot combo zone. But if he just has his right click, like even if you catch him mid-air and he has his extra shield, you can always finish him off. It's not gonna be that much different with 75 extra shields or not. The main game changer is his speed, which it's harder for you to hit your uppercut on.
What happens? Because he's CC immune during his ultimate.
Yeah, he's CC immune, which means I can't knock him down, and generally that ultimate doesn't last long for you to even go for it, honestly. Just wait it out. That ult only has 5 ticks of damage, not that much damage if you manage to avoid a couple shots. It's super easy, or super hard to aim when somebody's in midair. So yeah.
Yeah, I could just hit midair. While we were on the ground, fine, because of the flash damage.
Yeah, exactly. So just, if you're low, if he's trying to hit you, just stay in the air, so that he loses a couple of his shots, because he can't really hold those shots. He has to shoot it automatically. So wait out the shift and wait out his ultimate, and you will have a pretty easy time killing him if you catch him off guard, just like 1v1ing a Storm.
Then that's all characters, I believe. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe and check out one of my other videos. See you next time, Raiders. Bye bye.